say? Shalom. This is GMS Holland on location here in Germany, Frankfurt. You know, we want to give all praises, glory, the highest honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Dutch. Double honors to the elder apostle, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect out there, spreading his word as a savior and truth all over the four corners of the earth. Now, we are here in the middle of the city. You know, we've been here this weekend, and you have this statue, which is the head of Goliath, with King David on the top, you know, with the slingshot in his hand. You know, he chopped off the head of Goliath, you know, and they placed this in the middle of the city. Of course, they changed the appearance of him, plus he's naked, holding his nutsack, you know, which is a strange thing to do, but you know how these heathens, they alter everything, they change everything, but still to walk here and to see, you know, see this symbolizes something, man, which is the faith, man, which is the faith. Everyone was trembling before Goliath, man. You can grab that in 1 Samuel chapter 17, I believe. Everyone was trembling before Goliath, man, because Goliath was said to be a champion. He never lost. Yeah.
This is 1 Samuel 17, verse 3 to the point. And the Philistines stood on the mountain on the one side, and Israel stood on the mountain on the other side. And there was a valley between them. And there went out the champion out of the camp of the Philistines, named Goliath of Gath, which height was 6 cubits and a span. And he had a helmet of brass upon his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail, and the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass. And he had greaves of brass upon his legs, and a target of brass between his shoulders, and the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam.
So what you see here also is probably made out of brass. Could have been made out of, I think it's brass, but you see the helmet.
Yeah.
You see the helmet. Yeah. You see the helmet of Goliath. They mixed it. And he also had a Roman helmet. So this is that helmet, man. But like I said, Goliath of Gath, he was a champion, man. He was a fierce warrior of a great height. Because if you look at the comparison, King David himself is just as big as the head of Goliath, man. So Goliath, he was 6 cubits long, which those cubits are different nowadays than they were back in those days, man. The cubit was a different measurement than nowadays, you know. So who knows how big Goliath was, man. But the point is, King David was not afraid of him. Meanwhile, the rest of Israel was afraid of him. I think he dropped down his finger from the camera. Finger.
Okay.
So he was not afraid, man. He just did it, man, because he knew the Most High was with him. So that's also basically what we have.
Yeah.
This be in the back. Yeah.
See?
Empty. I slaved up. Better use phone. En nu is het draaien.
Ja.
So read.
So if I drop down 1 Samuel 17, verse 21. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army, and David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his brethren. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words, and David heard them. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were sore afraid.
see, so all the men of Israel, when they saw him, they fled, man. They fled from him. Because this man was a giant, man. He was a literal giant, man. You know, ready to kill everyone that comes before him. You know, but back in the days, you had certain events where two armies or two countries or whatever going to war, they would settle it between two warriors. You know, and those two warriors would fight against each other to settle the thing, the two champions, so they wouldn't get a lot of casualties. You know?
It's the same thing like Troy.
Yes, in Troy also.
When all the army comes here, you have to see one man. You can't take it over, you know? So that's why Troy started. So it means like this.
Yeah, and that happened multiple times back in the days.
Goliath, sharp, daar is small.
Yeah. You done?
You want more out of that?
If you can give me, if the most High is with it, who can be against it?
Yeah.
So the point is, King David, he didn't have that fear, man. He didn't have the spirit upon him to flee from him, man. And he was a young cat. He wasn't even in the army, man. You know, he came to bring stuff to his brothers that were in the army. He came to bring them certain stuff. And then he said, oh, y'all afraid of him? Y'all don't want to fight him? Man, I'm gonna fight him, man. I'm gonna fight him. And the people was looking at him like, hey, you are not ready yet. You are still a small man. Basically a boy. You're still a boy. How you think you can fight this fierce warrior, man? He had countless of battles. But King David didn't have that fear upon him, man. You know, which is a beautiful, symbolically beautiful unto us. Because the scripture do say, look up the ways of your forefathers, man. So if we look up the ways of our forefathers and we see that, hey, King David didn't have no fear, man, towards his enemies, you know, then we can learn from that. Read that.
Romans 8:31. What shall we say, what shall we then say to these things? If Yahweh be for us, who can be against us?
You see? What can we say before this, man? If the Most High be with us, who can be against us? So we have to have that same mentality as King David, man. You know? We have to have that same mentality, man. As soon as he took him down with one slingshot, man, he take his sword and he chop off his head, man. He chop off his head. And that's this statue, man. That's the statue right here. Which, to us, this basically represents victory over the enemies, man. You know? King David being an Israelite and Goliath being a Hamite. It represents victory. You know, and looking at the statue, you can imagine that we're gonna have victory over these heathens soon, man. You know, overcoming them. Because now today we're still in our captivity, man. We are still in our captivity. Yesterday I wanted to buy some coffee. This damn devil, you know, just tell me that I have to fucking wait, man. He didn't even let me finish my sentence. You know, that makes you, you know, that makes you vexed in the spirit, man. But soon we're gonna have them laying around just like Goliath here, man. You know, the people over here in Germany that mean-mugged us or did something to us, which that happened a lot in these 3 days, man. They're gonna get jacked up for that, man. Their heads, man, I don't want to talk too loud, but their heads is gonna be amongst this statue, man. You know, under King David, because soon all these heathens is gonna be under King David, man. You know, and then I'm gonna let them remember this statue that they walk by all the time. You know, this is what you put in your city, and this is what happened to you. Your head's gonna get chopped off, man. You know. So give me Ephesians 2:8.
So Ephesians 2, verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, and not of works, lest any man should boast.
Read it again.
It's Ephesians 2:8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of Yahweh.
Yeah, man. By faith are you saved. What did it say? Read it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Ephesians 2:8. For by grace,
Yeah, by grace are you saved through faith.
Go on.
Read.
For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of Yahweh.
Yeah, it's the gift of Yahweh, man. It's not of yourselves. It's not because you are doing all these works. The gift of Yahweh is that you are one of the chosen. You know, just like how King David was chosen, man. And not because he was this great of stature or looking like a fierce warrior, but because the Most High chose him to be king, man. Before the foundations of the earth. Give me that in Ephesians 1 and 4. You know, he has the scripture.
Yeah. Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 28. As for faith, hate shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which had been so long without fruit shall be declared.
You see, the truth which had so long be without fruit shall be declared, man. You know, so we're declaring the truth, man, and faith shall flourish. You know, that's that faith that you gotta have in this truth. You have to have that energy that when you see something like this, you'll be like, yeah, man, soon these are the heathens is gonna be down under our feet, man. Like it says in Malachi chapter 4, I believe, Malachi chapter 4, that we're gonna walk upon their ashes. We basically gonna walk upon their remains, man, their body, the remains of their body, man. So read it again.
As for faith, it shall flourish.
You see, faith, it shall flourish, man. You know, it's gonna be abundantly increased. Especially, what increases your faith? Seeing all these prophecies come to pass, man. Seeing the system go down. Boost your faith. Seeing the chariots. Boost your faith, man. These are all faith boosters. Seeing that the Most High is giving you things that you need, man. Helping you, providing you, listening to your prayers. These are all faith boosters, man. You know? You have questions in your head, and the Most High is ready to answer it, man. These are all faith boosters. Read.
Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which had been so long without fruit shall be declared.
Corruption shall be overcome. Now, the corruption represents all the lies that we have been taught back in the days, man. You know, strange philosophies, basically the strange rhyme, man. You know, all these philosophies, Christianity, Islam, you know, all these things, that corruption is going to be out the door, man. And a great group of our people are going to understand who we are, where we're going, what we have to do, you know, how we are going to live in the future, how we lived in the past, what King David did, and that King David is not a so-called white man, like they really want to push. They really want to push that he's a so-called white man, you know, because it said that he was ruddy. And those were the words of Goliath, himself, man. Goliath said he's but a ruddy man, you know, but that represents that he was a youth. He said he is but a youth. How can you set up a little boy against a warrior like me? You know, he was a little bit, how you say that? How dare you to bring a little boy to come and fight against me? He was like...
a bit astonished, like what? And also, you know, like in his
pride
arrogance.
kicked in, yeah. The pride kicked in.
And he also be like, he's so beautiful. Why he come so,
That's
nice boy.
Small little...
Yeah, nice boy. So why should I fight him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like that, man.
Because that's the spirit, man. Because ruddy also goes into like a fair, healthy complexion. Like when Jake, you know, when Jake is brown, you see the glow on, you know, that's what it is, man. It's not like that, you know, someone has orange hair. It's not even red, you know. It's orange, man. That's how they want to portray King David, like a freaking ginger. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
So the beloved of the Most High Yahweh is of Esau. Because the truth is coming out, man. We know that these so-called white people are of Edom, man. They are red. So the Most High ain't dealing with them because he hates Esau, man. Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated, you know. So they can't mess, you know, with the ones that the Most High has opened, you know, has chosen to, you know, proclaim this truth and to understand the truth, man. You know.
So this is 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 12. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy. Now this is about King David. Let me start at verse 11. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all thy children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy. And then it's gonna explain. It's gonna go more deeper in the meaning of ruddy. It says, now he was ruddy and with all of a beautiful countenance. You see, so that ruddy it represents the healthy complexion, the beautiful countenance, the shiny skin, healthy skin. You know, not like doff, but
can I add on to that?
Healthy. Yeah.
Because when you read Numbers 12, you know, when Miriam got smote by the Most High with leprosy, what did Aaron and Moses say? What did Moses and Aaron say? Let her not be like as one dead, because she turned pale, man.
Yeah.
So that shows you that that's not a healthy complexion.
That's the opposite of healthy.
Yeah, man. Yes, lucky. Yeah, man. Don't let it be as one dead. Don't let this sin be upon us, man.
Yeah.
So
it says, verse 12, and he
let me
sent.
read it and then you break it down. Then.
Well, it's almost finished.
Okay.
It's just quick. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and with all of a beautiful countenance and goodly to look to. And Yahweh said, Arise, anoint him, for this is he. This is he who was gonna be the king of Israel, man. You know, after the wicked King Saul. You know, so he was ruddy of a beautiful complexion, man. He was a youth. You know, and when people are when children are young, their skin is still untouched. It's like when you grow up, you get scars. You maybe get some pimples. You know, you bust them, you get more scars and stuff like that.
The defiled food that messes up your skin.
The defiled food that messes up your skin.
Flora
Yeah, the beautiful skin, man, shiny, glowing. You know. Yeah, and so wait. So when they talk about ruddy with King David, they want to act like he was a so-called white man that was a little bit pink. His skin color was pink or a little bit red, like these devils. But then when they talk about a ruddy cow, then they show you that the cow is brown. So show him. You see, so then all of a sudden it is talking about brown. It's a dark brown cow, man. You know? So King David was also dark brown. Give me Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. Because think about it, man. If King Solomon was of a very dark complexion, then what was his father, man? Think about that. What was his father? Like it says in Songs of Solomon, man.
Songs of Solomon 1 verse 5. I am black but commonly, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Godar, as the curtains of Solomon.
Yeah, you see, so King Solomon, which is the son of King David, he explained his complexion, his countenance. He said, I'm black but comely, which the word black there is Godar, which means dark skin.
Yeah.
So King Solomon said he's dark skinned and he's beautiful. He's of a beautiful complexion, you know. So if his father was a so-called white man, then he wouldn't be dark skinned. You know, he wouldn't be dark skinned.
That's the
Go back a little.
It's the tents of Godar.
Nee, een beetje naar achter.
Yeah, he chew me stone broke.
But see?
God. Like the tents of Godar. That means dark skin, yeah. Because he compared it with the tents of Godar.
Yeah.
But if you look at that word, it also says black, dark skin. So give me
Can I say something quick?
Speak.
About the David, right? David was the champion that would he deal with the sheep. He was in the sheep, the hill where all the sheep be, right? David, he was dealing with the sheep. He was like that. So he knows about experience to fight, no, but he dealt with the sheep. He was a shepherd. So
shepherd.
Sorry, shepherd, not shepherd. Shepherd. So what I say is, he was with the sheep. So and when David come to fight, the Most High put spirit on him. That's what he said. He does have no fear. So he come to the big giant man. So he could fight against him. So that's a spirit on him. But before that, he ain't about those things. He about the sheep. He just chill with the sheep and walk with the sheep. You know?
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. That can we think about that.
He wasn't a trained soldier.
Yeah, I mean that, yeah.
He wasn't a trained soldier, but still true Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do, man. He did what he had to do, and he basically defeated the enemy, man. You know? Give me
That's what the brother said. Is he nothing? You see, the brother is nothing, man. He have no training in the army, so why you choose him?
Why you choose him?
Yeah. You are putting him in the sun now. Take me? No. He come with the sword, he said no, not you.
You know, and that got me thinking about something, man.
Okay, go.
They made also the Disney also made like Assepoester, which is what is it in English? Cinderella, exactly. And the prince came to the house of Cinderella, and Cinderella was like a handmaid. She was all dusty and stuff, cleaning up things, and he came with the shoe, right? But the sisters couldn't fit the shoe. But the sisters felt that they was more acceptable than more worthy than the young woman. You know, but eventually the young woman fit the shoe, and that was the one that the prince wanted. You know, that's what that story is based upon of King David, man. Because Samuel came and all the brothers came. He was like, no, not them. You have more? Yeah, he's busy with the sheep. Bring him. That's him. You see, same story. So these devils, they base a lot of stories and fantasy things upon the scriptures, man. That's why they also there's also a saying that to be a good movie director, you have to have at least read the Bible one time, man. You know?
Yes.
To be a good movie director. So give me 1 Peter 1:1.
So 1 Peter 1, verse 1. Let me see. Peter, an apostle of Yahushua Messiah, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, elect according to the foreknowledge of Yahweh the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit, unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahushua Messiah, grace unto you and peace be multiplied. Blessed be the power and Father of our Lord Yahushua, which according to his abundant mercy has begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahushua Messiah from the dead.
Yeah, so the people that were once cast away were gotten back through the Lord Yahushua, man, through the resurrection of Yahushua. The men that were cast off are able to come back because they were cast out according to the law, but now they come back. They have forgiveness of sins. You know, that's why the letters of the Apostle Paul. See, this is the devil, man. See that? That's the devil, man. That's why the earth is ready to put judgment upon these devils also, man. You know, and did you see the video of the shark? This woman, she just walked by her kicking the doves. She tried to kick the pigeons. See? The earth mourning towards these heathens also, man. They are mourning. Did you see the video this morning in the group chat of the shark swimming upside down? Oh, you posted that? That shows you, man. This shark is something wrong with him. He's confused.
And he's floating over.
He's floating on his back, yeah. And they was like, oh, this strange phenomenon. It's not a fucking strange phenomenon, man. You're just polluting the waters, polluting everything, man. And the animals are bugging out, man. Stressed out, bugging out.
Yeah, man.
I went to the zoo, which I don't really like to see the animals in captivities, but my son, he likes to see the animals, man. He just wants to see the animals, and he looks past the captivity. But I see it. So I saw this elephant, and he was constantly mincing upon one spot, man. that's a sign of stress, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, so animals are very stressed out, and for the animals, man, soon they're gonna put judgment upon these heathens too, man. You know, the animal, the elephant with his tusks, he gonna make a shashlik of these heathens, man. He's gonna he's gonna impale them, man. You know, all these animals are gonna do their thing, man. The animals is gonna get roused up, man. Leviathan is gonna stand up for the animal kingdom, man. The Leviathan is gonna stand up, man, and put judgment upon them, you know, for what they've been doing, man. It's a very vexing thing, man.
Can I say something? Also in the book of Sirach 38, you know, the Most High prepared certain spirits of judgment, but also the teeth of beasts. So the animals, and also in Wisdom of Solomon, right, the newly created beasts, man. So it's a lot of creations that the Most High will unleash. You know, a lot of animals are gonna have their fun as well, man.
John,
the Most High is gonna use, you know, not only his men but also, you know, the animals, and they're gonna be, you know, these Ammonites, man, these so-called Chinese people who love to, you know, they are like almost on the top of the list, or on the top of the list concerning animal cruelty, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, and also Esau, of course, also because he hunts. But these Ammonites, they do crazy stuff, man, with animals, man. And these Hamites as well, man. They're also, you know, selling them to these you know, gooks, and you know, they're also profiting of that. So they need to pay as well, man. And that's for me one of the things that I really look forward to, man. You're already done that I can put my hands on these cruel people that really shoot people, shoot not only people but only, you know, the animals for fun, man. Not even for meat. You know, so yeah, man. So you want some more?
Yeah, read on there.
It's 1 Peter 1 verse 4. Let me start at 3 again. Blessed be the power and Father of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, which according to his abundant mercy had begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahushua Mashiach from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that faded not away, reserved in heaven for you, who are kept by the power of Yahweh through faith and unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time.
Yeah, man. So we have that hope now through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Through Yahushua, we can hope again. We can look forward to the kingdom that is promised unto the man if they continue in the faith, man. We can hope again, you know. Just like King David, he felt the Spirit upon him, man. He felt that he had the power to defeat Goliath, man. You know, because he knew the Most High was with him. Now the scriptures explain us that if we do these things, the Most High will be with us, man. You know, like Exodus 14:4 says. Can you grab that real quick? Because we are pulling down these strongholds through the scriptures, man, through bringing out this word. We're pulling down these strongholds, man. We're pulling down, you know, the imaginations of these heathens, man. Which one of their imaginations is that they think that this kingdom is gonna stand forever, man. Which it is not, man. It's gonna go down, man. Give me that.
It's Exodus 14 verse 4. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart.
Or 4 verse 4. It says the Most High ye shall keep your peace.
Oh yeah. Exodus 14 verse 14 verse 14.
Oh yeah.
The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace.
Yeah, man. So for now we are holding our peace, man. But we are fighting through the word, man. Through the scriptures. Give me Hebrews 4:12. We are fighting through the scriptures, man. Bringing out the scriptures, man. The heathen be looking at us like, hey, why are they standing in front of the King David statue? Hey, because we know we are the house of King David, man. You know, we know that we are of the same nationality as King David, man. We belong unto this. So these heathens, they put the statue of our nation in the midst of the city, man. You know, of our victory. Because what do they used to do? They used to make steles, which is just stone tablets of the victory that they had upon us, man. You know, the brother of the camp leader of GMS 100 brought out a video concerning the Ark of Titus. I just checked it out on YouTube. The Ark of Titus, which is basically the victory that these Romans had upon the children of Israel. You know, so they make the people think that this is a Jewish man. King David was Jewish, but he was not Jewish, man. He was of the tribe of Judah, you know, which nowadays is being called a Jew, but not Jewish, not something pertaining to. No, he is one, you know, and he's of the nation of Israel, man. You see, and not of these heathens. So basically, they have our thing to glory about in this city, man. Something to think about upon the victory that we are soon gonna have also, man, upon these heathens. So you have a scripture?
And can I add to what you were saying? And this shows you that these Edomites are nothing, man, the so-called white man, because they are glorifying basically in our glory, man.
Yeah.
The things that we did, they took it upon themselves, and they want you to think that it was them.
Yeah.
But really, in the long run, they want to keep the true Jacob descendants from the truth, so that their kingdom can be prolonged.
Yeah.
Because the truth needs to be spread around the four corners of the earth, and then the answer will come, man.
Yeah.
But the Most High is breaking down, like the brother said, is breaking down all these devils, their strongholds, man. All the philosophies, their lies, history is coming up and being spread and breaking down through the scriptures, man. To the spirit of the Yahweh Basham Yahushai.
Because these devils they really don't make anything themselves, man. They really don't make anything themselves. The only thing that they have to glory about is what every nation despises them for, which is that sword, man. Their only blessing. The whole world despises them for that. So they know they can't really glorify in it openly, but they do it secretly. You know, setting up statues of people, you know, that brought down whole nations of people, man. You know, that killed millions and millions of people, man. That's what they put secretly statues of. You know, they do everything in secret, and then you'd be like, oh, this is supposed to be a great white man. He was a great white man, probably. He did some great things. No, he was a mass murderer, man. Those are the people that they are glorifying. And as for the beautiful things that are in the earth, those were our things, man. Or from other heathen nations, but not them. Like all the music comes from us, all the beautiful things, man. You know, and what do? Just like the brother just said, they just take it and act like it's theirs. In the movies, what do you see? Hey, they even played The Last Samurai, man. So they
Egyptians.
You know, they make a movie, The Last Samurai, they put the so-called white man in it. Yeah. You know, like, oh yeah, we would be better if we would do that, man. You know? Meanwhile, Samuraism is from these Ammonites, man.
Yeah, you know, it also goes back to Jake, right?
And it goes back to Jake, yeah.
You have to have, they say that you have to have, a little bit of basically Jake in you to be a true samurai, man.
Yeah, true samurai.
I know what you mean. The proper. I could get that for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, and these Edomites, like the brother says, they can only take things from other people, and they are one thing also that we, they glory. Yeah, Slav got distracted by this. These people are coming here, man, destroy, man, coming here with their caps and you see that there's filming going on, but they didn't give a damn, man. But still, these Edomites, like in the book of Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, these Edomites are glorifying, like, this is the day that we have looked for, this is the, look at these people, these Jacob descendants, man, we got them.
Yeah.
And the Most High says, I have done what I've, prescribed, man. The Most High has done this, man. He set it up, these devils, above us. So they don't even have that. They have nothing. Just it's through the will of the Heavenly Father that they are ruling over us, and nothing else, man. So yeah, man.
I just grabbed my phone to check if you text me.
Say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. So this is the proverb of a samurai. It says, a Japanese proverb states that for a samurai to be brave, he must have a bit of black blood. Because there was this samurai, Champloo, I believe his name was Champloo.
Sasuke too.
Sasuke?
Sasuke was too.
Yeah, leave. Anyway,
Okay.
and he was a brave warrior, man. So the good samurais came from his lineage, That's why they would like, hey, if you come from that lineage, you're probably gonna be a brave samurai, man. So, but the point is, man, these devils steal everything. Just like they place this thing in the middle of the city like it's theirs. Meanwhile, it's our history, man. It's our history, but it's hid to the people. It's hid to the eyes of the people because they don't know their own history, man. Jake don't know their own history, man, and forefathers.
Have a quick precept in First Maccabees 3. This is First Maccabees 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Yeah, man. Paint the likeness of their images. But if you look at it, it seems that he has a beard, but it also looks like a helmet.
Yeah, he has a helmet.
He has a helmet, like a Roman type of helmet. Strange why you put a Roman type of helmet upon him, but they are playing with your mind. They want you to connect King David with the so-called white man, with their nationality. They put a Roman type of helmet upon his face. You know? That's what they want to do, and they make him naked, man.
Yeah,
which is also a Roman thing, to make statues naked.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you wanted Hebrews?
Yeah, Hebrews 4 and 12. This is how we are fighting, man. Until the Most High makes us these fierce warriors, just like King David was. And after the last scripture, which is Zechariah 12 and 9, or 12 and 8.
This is Hebrews 4, verse 12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword.
Yeah, man, it's sharper than any two-edged sword, man. So this truth does more damage to these heathens than any weapon, man. Any weapon that you can have. Jay can pick up guns and arms, but they are not going to be able to fight against these heathens, man. Esau, his blessing is the sword. You know, so do you really think you can win from him that hands the weapons to you, that has the weapon stores, that has the stores where they sell you bullets? If you decide to fight against them, they just stop selling you bullets, man, because you want to fight against us. So that's not going to work. But this truth is sharper than any two-edged sword, man. This truth is sharper than any weapon, man. Because what is on top of this truth? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. The Most High. And He's going to fight for you, like we just read. The Most High will fight for you, and ye shall keep your peace. And that fighting for us is also giving us the spirit, man. To eventually become strong like King David. To run and leap over walls, to block bullets and arrows with our forearms, man. You know, to be impenetrator.
Yeah, impregnable or something. You know,
Yeah,
you can't penetrate.
You can penetrate, just
bulletproof.
Yeah, basically bulletproof. Let me just use the easy word. Because
Knife-proof, bulletproof.
Yeah, like Luke Cage, man. And that's the spirit, because this came out a couple of, I think maybe 2 years ago or last year. Luke Cage, man, the bullets can't pierce through his skin, man. You know, and what does the scripture say? No weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. These weapons are not going to be able to do any damage. Yeah, to do any damage, man. So like that, we are gonna run through their armies, man. Give me that in. Yeah, something.
Just prosper what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Isaiah 54 and 17. Well, let me start at 16. Behold, I have created a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Verse 17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh.
Exactly. So that goes hand in hand with the Hebrews, man. You know that no word and no judgment can come against us. Us being the servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And soon they're gonna realize that they can't block this truth. You know, that's why they are already in a state of demonizing the truth, because they see that they can't block it no more. That's why you had this Israelite coming on BBC. Then he was talking about the thing that happened in front of this building. Israelites was teaching, and then these
with this so-called that Goliath, right?
Yeah.
That was he was you know, he had a video with an owl in it, you know, all types of symbols. So that showed he was a video director. So he was in on it, man.
Yeah.
With the MAGA hats, that one? With the fight?
With the MAGA hats.
With the MAGA youth, so they called them that.
But you had Israelites teaching on that spot also. He was also talking about that.
Yeah.
You know, but you see that why would they allow him to come on BBC? because they know they can't block this truth no more. So they just allow him to be on the TV, and then they demonize it. Like, y'all guys crazy, man. Y'all guys crazy. But they don't understand that that's just fulfillment of prophecy, man. It's all fulfilling of the prophecy, and they show their weakness that they can't stop it no more. So they might as well just bring it out, you know? But they can't stand against the man of the Lord, because this truth is that sword, man, that cuts everyone. You want to say something?
Yeah, I will say something about Esau was blessed, but that can remind me because of Black Panther, let's say the Black Power, right? They got everyone to prepare to fight Esau, but you never go in, man, because the Most High is blessed Esau to be up.
Yeah.
But if you want that to be up over Esau, it's according to the Bible. You have to follow.
Yes.
You can't just come to do what you want to fight against Esau because you don't like Esau, but you don't think about the Bible. The Most High put it up. What you do, you can't do nothing what you want.
Yeah, most of it jack you up.
That got me think about this because all the Black Panther and the Black Power have guns now, everything. They prepare to do all those army. And what now? Nothing. They're still home sick.
Mourning their fathers, cousins, and nephews that got killed in the streets, man.
Yeah, man, marching for nothing.
By marching and stuff, that bullshit, man. You know, so that's not gonna work, man. That's why the Most High said, if I'm with you, no one can be against you. But if the Most High is not with you, people are gonna mess you up, man. Okay. So give me Zechariah and then we done.
Yeah, but Power back.
No, we go teach
okay.
Zechariah 14.
Zechariah 12.
Zechariah 12, verse 8. In that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as King David.
Shall be as King David, man. Which that's the representation of this statue, man. He that is feeble among you in that day shall be as King David, which King David brought down a giant, man, a champion when he was a small youth, man. That's what King David did. He brought down a giant, a champion of the Philistines, of the Hamites. He brought him down when he was a small youth. King David ran through troops, killing on the left and the right, on his own. There was a prophet going on in Israel, which was King Saul. Look at this, man. You want to take a picture with us? So, this, man.
Go on.
He got caught. He got sniped. So there was a prophet going on in Israel, which was Saul had killed his thousands, and King David has killed his 10,000s. So if you get the power of King David, man, you're gonna leap over buildings, like a building like this. Sure.
Yeah, man.
A building like this, man, he would just leap over, man. Leap over it. That's what King David could do, man. You know, so he that is feeble among you shall be like King David, read.
Yeah. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them.
Yeah, the house of David is the elect, man. The house of David is the elect. They're gonna be like gods, man. They're gonna be like the angels of the Most High before them. Before who? Before these heathens, man. And that will get us the victory, man. So I put a you know, with this I put you know, the meaning of all the statue, man, that it represents the victory, man. It represents the victory that we're gonna have soon upon these heathens, man. That's what this represents, man. Us sitting up on the heads of our enemies, man. You know?
Precept?
Through Yahweh Shem Yahshai, read.
Yeah, man. This Psalm 44 and 4. Thou art my king, O Yahweh. Command deliverances for Jacob. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us.
Yeah, that's what the brother was just explaining, man. The victory over our enemies can only happen through Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man. Through the scriptures. Only like that we can get the victory over our enemies, man. You know? So like I said, man, we put the vibration upon this statue that it represents the victory that we're gonna have soon over our enemies, man. You know, just like how King David had victory over his enemies, man. And throughout his prayers, you see that he always prayed Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to stay with him and to protect him from the workers of iniquity, man. You see?
Bloody man.
So yeah, with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash.
Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash.
Shalom to the elect.